Hello, so this is Darlene. I've realized, whoops, sorry. I've realized that I have a very strong heart for justice. I have been beaten down and battered down and just withheld for most of my life, not being able to speak up on what I see is wrong. And I am done with that. I'm done. So I would like to have this message to a lot of churches out there, not all of you. So if this does not concern you, then disregard. But there's a lot of churches who are not, they complain about the injustice, they complain about the violence, the drugs, the tattoos, and they point fingers. And yet, they're not doing anything about those people. They're not showing Jesus. They're not talking about Jesus. They're not going out two by two to proclaim the gospel, the true and living gospel of Jesus Christ. So you know what? You have no reference for complaint. The pastors are supposed to feed their sheep, but send them out also. And we are not meant to be spoon-fed. We are meant to question what we're being taught. And for me, if it's not in the Bible, like these rules of no cussing, these rules of no, you have to dress up, all these rules, they're not in the Bible, so they don't apply to me. So just question what you believe, question what you've been taught, and that's okay. We are created in the image of God, and He is a just God. Therefore, when we see injustice happening, we better do something about it. And just for the reference, a third of the pastors out there do not belong where they are. They are people just like anybody else, and if what they're teaching is not biblical, they should be held accountable. So, let's start with going with Acts 15. That's the reference on fellowship. That's the reference on fellowship. Not how you dress, not how you just, Acts 15 is the reference on where we start to bring people into the body, into His church, the true and living body of Christ and Messiah. Acts 15 is what the apostles said about fellowship, because they don't know Moses, because Moses is not read every Sunday or every Saturday in order to have people have those convictions. But it's not our place to point fingers and say, well, you're a sinner because you have tattoos. You know what? I got tattoos, and yet I'm still a believer of Jesus Christ, and I'm still a child of God. So take this for food for thought, for me as well, because there is something wrong with Americana churches. Pastors, ministers, church leadership, are you willing to lose everything to stand on what you believe in? Because if you don't know that Jesus is the firm foundation, and you are willing to speak up for the injustices that you see, therefore, you may not belong in the position that you are. Just saying. And teachers will be held at a higher standard. Thank you. That is my food for thought.